As you guys have heard or may have not heard, Melvin Gordon, it cringes for me to say this. Melvin Gordon has re-signed. Oh my God, I can't find the words to get this out here. Melvin Gordon has re-signed with the Broncos, $5 million, 1 year deal. I can't believe I said it. I said it. There it is. And why is this a problem? Why am I annoyed? What's my reaction? It's very simple, guys. Javonte Williams. I'm going to talk about his fantasy impact now regarding this. Melvin Gordon obviously doesn't matter to me. He's a pest. And I got to explain, guys, the fantasy impact, because prior to this, the signing, we all assumed, in the back of my mind, I thought he might be re-signing back, but I never thought he actually would, because they waited so long. I'm like, okay, they're waiting. They obviously want to get rid of him, or he was a free agent. Obviously, they're not interested. They would have signed him quick. They waited a while, and now he's with the Broncos. So I wanted to give you, again, my reaction here and also discuss the fantasy impact now of Javonte Williams. Am I going to draft Javonte Williams? What am I going to do? And again, it took me all night, and I'm still not over this. Like, I'm legit upset because Javonte Williams has all the ceiling in the world, all the talent, all the youth, all the opportunity to thrive. Will he thrive? I'm going to explain that, but it just, no matter any way you look at it, right? Melvin Gordon being on that team is going to hinder Javonte Williams. Had they drafted a running back in the 4th, 5th, 6th round out of the draft, it would have been better because Melvin Gordon is a veteran. And here's the thing, Melvin Gordon sucks. He's not a good running back, but he's good enough to take away volume. Like he's like the little engine that could. Like he's good enough. He's like a Carlos Hyde, if you remember from years ago, right? He's one of those guys that like he'll never excel, like a Darren Sproles, right? Like he'll always be in the backfield. He'll be annoying. He'll hoard some goal line work. He'll hoard attempts away, and he'll just be a pest. And it'll only hinder and take away the ceiling of Javonte Williams. So let's dive into it. Now, before we get into this, guys, make sure you guys do leave a thumbs up. And I want your reaction here if you're watching on YouTube in the comments. How do you feel about this? In the comments, dive in, leave it below. And of course, get that 16-round draft solution, because our goal in 16 rounds and what I've created is that you guys crush your leagues and you don't have to worry about committees like this, and you know when to draft players and you know when to hold players and you know what to do. So I implore you guys, get the 16-round draft solution. It's going to help you guys crush your leagues. But again, I just wanted to come here and talk about this and vet and just let it all out here, okay? Because again, I was really angry yesterday. I couldn't really talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it now. So let's get down to the cold hard facts here. Now, Melvin Gordon last year, 203 attempts, 918 yards, 4.5 yards per carry, and 8 touchdowns. Okay, Melvin Gordon had a safe year. Now, Javonte Williams coming in as a rookie last year, we figured that Javonte Williams was going to get some volume. We knew he was the better back. And what they did is a direct split, 203 attempts each, right down the middle. Now, understand, guys, going into the season, they want to get Javonte Williams obviously more involved, but they don't trust him enough, so they had to sign back Melvin Gordon to add that depth. And I understand the team needs depth. So I'm taking away my fantasy football bias from this. So I kind of get the team needs depth. I just didn't want the Melvin Gordon depth because, again, he does suck, but he's a veteran, so there's almost like this common courtesy and like this respect. Oh, we got to give Melvin those attempts because he's a veteran, right? But I'm hoping, and this is a bit of a long shot here, but I'm hoping the same thing happened to, remember DeMarco Murray? I think it was DeMarco Murray back when Zeke Elliott was a rookie. He was coming off like a 1,000-yard rushing season, right? And then he ended up basically, was it DeMarco Murray? Derek McFadden. It's been so long, but I think it was DeMarco Murray. And then Zeke Elliott came in and just took that starting job. Like just took it, 300 attempts, took the job. So it's been so long, man, but I remember. So Javonte Williams wasn't that plug-and-play running back. If he was, he would have came in like Zeke those years, years ago. Zeke came in, became that running back right off the bat. Javonte wasn't that. So that kind of concerns me that Javonte was not immediately implemented as that workhorse running back with Melvin there. And because we saw that pattern last year, it concerns me that Melvin's still going to get attempts. So my prediction here, and I'm going to talk about ADP here and stuff like that, my prediction is Javonte does get more volume, 203 attempts. I think he bumps up to around 240 if Melvin stays healthy. Now, 4 touchdowns on the ground last year, 203 attempts, 903 yards for Javonte Williams. The sky would have been the limit. Now Melvin Gordon's there, and it makes me cringe, right? Because the ceiling is gone. But there is an advantage to this. The only advantage is this. You can get Melvin Gordon for cheaper now. He's going to slide out of the top 10 for the consensus rankings. You could probably, he might slip to the third round. We're not sure. Depends on where he goes. We're going to know more a little bit as we get closer to the season, right? But as of right now, pre-NFL draft, Melvin Gordon is going to be a pest. Javonte Williams' ADP should drop. Should you draft Javonte Williams? If the ADP is right, again, this is breaking news. It's all fresh. We're going to have to see. Mock drafts have to start rolling out. We're going to know a little bit more in early May, mid-May, right? If you're listening to this more to the season, I would tell you that Melvin Gordon is going to be a pest, and I will tell you that Javonte Williams, if, value will go up from last year, but Melvin Gordon will still be a thorn. How much of a thorn? He had 203 attempts last year. Even if he gets 100 attempts, that's a thorn, right? And like I saw this kind of last year with Jonathan Taylor. I knew that he'd kind of break away from the herd, but we didn't really know Jonathan Taylor's full potential till he got going, right? Till he got going, then they believed in him and they gave him that volume. I just don't think it'll be the same with the Broncos because, again, that old veteran respect. I got to give Melvin Gordon the attempts. It's political, right? I hope they run Javonte Williams the way the Colts ran Jonathan Taylor, but we don't know. And predicated on that, Javonte Williams' value will drop. So again, I'm really trying to control my emotions for this video. This is a really tough video for me to do because I genuinely believe Javonte Williams is going to be a top 5 fantasy pick. He was a first round pick. I might have, if Henry was gone, if Najee was gone, if Taylor was gone, I was looking at Javonte Williams. Now, this is a huge thorn, a huge annoyance. And again, I want you guys in the comments to let me know what you think. If you're listening in the car, go to YouTube, click subscribe, Fantasy Football Counselor, click subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I really want you guys to dive in on the comments, make this interactive, because I'm pissed. I'm not going to lie. I'm pissed. So to recap this, I'm annoyed. And I wanted to use this podcast episode as a venting mechanism for me to release my outlet here as an outlet. But again, Javonte Williams, huge hindrance. And what gets me, here's what gets me, okay? This really, really gets me. Javonte Williams came out and saying he doesn't care. He doesn't care if he has to split carries with Melvin Gordon as long as he wins the Super Bowl. And I get the reality aspect of it. But if I am a alpha, if I'm the full workhorse running back, if I'm the RB1, I would care. This is my volume. This is my legacy. You are dipping into my stats, my potential upside, right? Running back should go back to the single running back. I understand running backs get hurt, but it should be a sole running back. Committees should be gone. You get a running back for depth. You don't get a running back to make a committee. That's my theory on this. That's my stance on this. So the fact that Javonte Williams doesn't care, it completely turns me off of Javonte Williams. I don't even care for the guy anymore. He's actually completely, literally pissed me off at this point. Literally, pissed me off. Because you are the starting running back, and someone's going to come in and take away at least 25%. Let's say 25% conservatively. I think he might take up to half. So that would bother me if I'm the starting running back. So for Melvin for Javonte to come out and say, politically correct, say, oh, I don't care, you got to care, and you're lying. If you're not lying, you're a big wuss, and I don't even want you on my fantasy team because you're a suck to give away your volume like that, okay? Team player, I get it. But you are hindered now. Your volume is going to go out the window. Bottom line, right? Jonathan Taylor, right? If Marlon Mack was there taking half, do you think Jonathan Taylor would be cementing the legacy that he is right now? Do you think Zeke Elliott would have cemented it? Zeke Elliott, he's already lost a lot of respect. Tony Pollard has been taking away his volume. What is that doing? It's lowering his value. It's showing people that Zeke isn't as good. Tony Pollard might be better. It's going to lower your value when you have another running back pesting away volume attempts and taking away from you. That's the bottom line, right? Najee Harris, right? If Benny Snell came in and took half, would you think Najee Harris is great? Now, I'm not just talking fantasy. I'm talking reality. Najee Harris would lose credibility. Bottom line. Last year, Devontae Booker took away volume from Saquon. Everyone now is off the Saquon train, not realizing that the reason Devontae Booker took that volume is because of preservation for Saquon for this year, because the Giants knew their route last year, right? But people think, and people aren't looking outside the box thinking, oh, Devontae Booker took away that volume, Saquon now sucks. Saquon's been doing rough. We get it. But that was a preservation technique. in regards to this is not preservation technique. This is a full-on committee. And that's going to be annoying for Javonte Williams. And the fact that Javonte Williams is embracing it is pretty disgusting, to be honest with you, from a realistic perspective. All right? From a political perspective, it sounds great. Oh, I like my Melvin Gordon. We want to win the Super Bowl. Shut up. No, you don't. You want to get volume, and you're talking politically correct. Shut up. So, Javonte Williams, am I drafting him? Based on what I said, I am turned off. He will be viable RB2 with some upside, predicated Melvin Gordon goes down. And that's it. Melvin Gordon's going to be a thorn. And I don't care if it's 50 attempts. I don't care if it's 25 attempts. I don't care if it's 200 attempts. I don't care if it's 10 attempts. It doesn't matter. Melvin Gordon's going to eat. He's going to be a pest, and I'm pissed. Period. Bottom line. Let me know your comments, guys. Get the 60-round draft solution. I'm out. I got to go hit the punching bag or something to release some stress, and I got to go deal with that. Subscribe to the channel. I'm out.